understanding a criminal no contact order and how we can help. If you've been charged with a crime in the state of Indiana, and that crime involves other people, other children, a variety of witnesses, a lot of times the state will ask for no contact orders to prevent contact between you and those other parties. Now, this doesn't always have to be the state's alleged victim. If there's a group of people and a fight broke out, the state could ask for a no contact order for the person that was hit, but also the people that were also around viewing it. And the reason for that being is twofold. One, they always put a no contact order for alleged victims to keep that person safe while the case progresses. Now, people ask, well, why is there no contact orders for witnesses or people that weren't involved? Well, a lot of times the state will ask for that so that way the person being accused doesn't try to talk these other witnesses into maybe or maybe not cooperating, or a variety of reasons. But in almost every instance, especially if it's domestic related, anyone that was in the house, any children, any significant others that were involved, they're going to ask for a no contact order. And most likely at the beginning of the case, those no contact orders are always going to be granted. Now, if this involves family, your wife and kids, you might be saying, hey, look, I have nowhere else to go. How am I supposed to go home? Where am I supposed to go? I'm essentially homeless now because of these no contact orders. And the other people may or may not even want them in place. But again, the judge has already granted them. Well, what can we do? The easiest way to get a no contact order lifted or modified is to have the person that's being protected come into the court and explain to the judge why they don't want a no contact order. Now, with the no contact order, you can have zero contact, either direct or indirect, with those other parties. So you cannot text, Facebook, email, anything like that. But you also can't have other people talk to them on your behalf. You can't have your mom go to your girlfriend and relay a message. That'd be a violation of the no contact order. And any violation of a no contact order can result in new criminal charges, and that's invasion of privacy. It's a Class A misdemeanor in the state of Indiana, and it carries up to a year in jail. Now, your attorney can talk to the protected parties to gauge their interest in whether or not they want that no contact order lifted or not. And your attorney can explain the process where if they do want it lifted, that they can come to the next court hearing and ask the judge if they do want it lifted. Now, in some certain situations, the state and the defense can agree to lift a no contact order. A lot of times, the state is not going to agree without that live testimony, but in some circumstances, if the situation arises, we can talk to the state to see if they'd be willing to lift a no contact order before a hearing in front of the judge. No contact orders are scary. They can prevent you from seeing and talking to your family, your children. They could make it hard for you to keep a job, to go to work. That's why it's very important that if you're facing criminal charges, that you call an attorney immediately. We're going to be the ones to advise you on what you can and can't do, and we're going to be the ones that can try to make this as easy as possible in your life and hopefully potentially get those no contact orders modified. If you're facing criminal charges, if you have questions about no contact orders, please give us at the Marc Lopez Law Firm phone call 317-632-3642. And always remember, plead the fifth.